Hello, this is Harry Brailsford with Microsoft 365 Nation, and in our ongoing study of the security elements surrounding the Microsoft family, the Microsoft product stack, I've reconnected with an IT pro down in South Australia that I've known for some time, Michael Jenkins. How you doing?
Good this morning. Sorry, this afternoon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're kind of fighting the time zone difference between Seattle and South Australia. But Michael, you've gone on to do some interesting things since you and I had a chance to work closely together back in what I'm going to call the server days. And the channel on YouTube that I'm showing on the bottom of the screen, you have a number of videos up in sort of the security realm. And so maybe you could not only tell us a little bit about what you're doing, but I'm always interested in maybe what are the top three issues, tips, or tricks as you see it in security in a 365 world for 2019 go.
Right. Well, what I'm all about at the moment is pulling apart malware, showing how it ticks, and showing you how to detect it, pull it apart yourself, and what tools I use and how I test it in my little lab. Now, what this has shown me is an insight into what the trends are. In fact, so much so that I've set up an email address as a bit of a honeypot to collect all sorts of spam and things like that, so I can monitor these trends. And I worked with the South Australian Police with their forensics team, and I get a bit of an insight on what they're seeing as well. Now, some of the big things we're seeing, obviously phishing's been around for a while.
Right.
What we've not been seeing is such targeted phishing. We're seeing phishing where it's using first names, last names, things only you would know, coming from people only you would know, talking about topics that only you would know.
Yeah.
These phishing and obviously tricking you into parting with large sums of money or with details that leads to those large sums of money. They've always been there, well, as far as the internet's been, they've always been phishing attempts, but they are getting more and more harder to detect. They are targeting you 100%. One of the things we're finding is a lot of these are coming from Facebook because people are doing surveys on Facebook. My favorite teacher was, my mother's maiden name was, my favorite color was, and people are using that information to find out about you, people who should maybe be watching your page, and then targeting you. They're also finding out because they're getting your password. And they're getting into your password, getting into your set items, looking at the way you use language, looking who you speak to, looking at what position you are in your business, and then targeting the CFO or the CEO or whoever it is with information targeted using your style of writing to try and leverage money. We've seen large sums. Some went from $50,000 Australian to $300,000 Australian.
Yeah, that's real money.
Yeah, crazy. So one of the things to be careful of is to look at over the links. When you look at an email, do I know this person? When I look at the email under their name, does it look like their real email address? When I look at the links in there, are they what I expect? Common sense, you need a little spidey sense to go off and say, something's a bit smelly here, something's a bit wrong. Yeah. You got to be, it could be an executable, a zip file, a PDF, could be anything, all right? Passwords are tied into that because they're trying to get your passwords. We're still finding people with passwords as password.
Yeah.
I had one just the weekend where their business name is their password. So all the staff are using the same password as their business name. Seriously, with these days, everybody got access remotely into systems. You don't want someone on the other side of the world has cracked that password and getting into your systems. So passwords are still a very large concern.
Yeah, yeah.
The other one is really interesting is the amount of WordPress websites that have been hacked. Now, I've had a client who looked up another South Australian business. So it's a local business they know, someone they trust, and it's actually their supplier. So they deal with them all the time. They went to the Contact Us tab page on the WordPress, clicked on the Contact Us, he drew down the screen, they took the phone number and started to dial into their phone to call them. As they were doing that, they got ransomware. The actual page downloaded a PNG image file to the hard drive, which it converted to an executable, which it then ran and encrypted the entire system from a WordPress website. And we're seeing more and more and more of that. And the problem with WordPress websites is they're normally on a server with other WordPress websites. And these things crawl around from site to site to site. We ended up with a South Australian web server with 300 different companies with websites on there, all compromised. And we're seeing this more and more and more. Now, the person who clicked that link did nothing wrong. They went to their supplier, a local one, they know who they are, they clicked on the contact us, no strange links, read out a phone number, and got hacked.
Yeah.
So this is antivirus with URL lookups and plugins and things like that are very, very important. So they're the three things we're mainly seeing, is websites which are hacking you without looking malicious, but they are. We're seeing a lot of passwords still not right, and people need to block their socks on that one. And we're seeing a lot of people who believe emails they shouldn't be believing. And I've had to go to court a few times now to retrieve that money that they've actually said goodbye to. And luckily so far, we've actually managed to do it with the help of the South Australian Police. That $300,000 one, we got it back. Minus a few dollars, but we got most of it back. And that was all through following it through with the police, their forensics, and all the rest of it. And the person who clicked the link and sent the money, they got an email from their boss. It wasn't really their boss. Worded exactly in the sort of jargon that he would speak and exactly the way he would talk with his email signature and everything, and they believed it.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful.
Yeah. No, it's a daily battle, but I appreciate you laying 3 tips down on us. Hey, if you don't mind, because we're trying to, not surprisingly, continue to build the 365 community and do the next great thing, but I want to check in with you next quarter. If you don't mind, we're going to check in quarterly and find out what's hot and what's not, and then also just some of the tales from the trenches. You got it down. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you, Michael. And folks, at the bottom of the screen, you can see the reference to his YouTube channel. Have a great day, my friend.
You too.
All right.